Can I do LeetCode? Everyone, January the 2nd. Alright, let's get on to it. Number of laser beams in a bank. Anti-theft security devices are activated inside a bank. You're given a zero-indexed binary string array bank representing the floor plan of the bank, which is the m by n matrix. Bank I representing the ith row consisting of 0 and 1s. 0 means the cell is empty and 1 means the cell has a security device. There is one laser beam between any two security devices if both conditions are met. The two devices are located on two different rows. For each row I in between, there are no security devices in the ith row. Let me read that one more time. The two devices are on different rows, and for each row I in between, it could be empty. There are the I could be non-existent. There are no security devices in the ith row. Therefore, this one has is nothing here, so everybody connect to everybody. These two we have, because I can be in between, and we can do that. The laser beams are independent. One beam does not interfere nor join the other. Return the total number of laser beams in the bank. So in this case, I have 3, I have 2, so that's 6, because each one connects at 6 plus 2. Okay. There's nothing. Okay, so basically we go for the first row, right? We count how many, and then the next one, we count how many. Yeah, because this is also, which means you go the first one, the second row that contains, you have to compute. And then the next row that contains, that compute. But if, but like this and this, they cannot. So this one's pretty simple. All right, let's get this done, and we have to go back to our problem from yesterday, which is pretty darn hard, I think. Oh, I never turned this off. Damn. All right, we need a rest, and then we can say for string row of bank, we need a pre, right? Oh, what are you doing? Int pre is equal to 0. Okay, and then we just need to count the number of ones. We say int current equal to 0 for char c of row dot to char a, and current plus equal to c minus 0. Okay, once it's done, rest plus equal to pre times current, and pre will equal to current. Okay, so the first time pre is 0, so this will be 0, but the pre will equal to current. And the next one, if current is larger than 0, then we do this. Right, if current is larger than 0, then we do this. If current is 0, which is like this, we skip, but we maintain the pre. And now when we do this, we contain. Okay, so after we do all that, we're gonna return res 12. Okay, what does this at mean? Oh, that's some Java stuff. Oh, that was wrong. Hold on, that's wrong. It's 5. Nope. 16. Okay. Run the test cases. That looks good. Oh, I've done this before. Oh! That's 2 years ago. 2 years ago, New Year as well. Very interesting. Oh, maybe there is a, hold on. I need to check. Java string count number of how do I count number of occurrences? Ugh. Oh yeah, this is where sooner or later something has to loop. Yeah, if John says it, yeah, we just do it. This is where I see it. Okay. Yeah, surprised to see this is 2 years ago, New Year Day. It's gonna be a tradition. Oh, that might not be. That might just be a coincidence. It could be a contest. Who knows? Just find the count of the laser devices on each row, and multiply that with the count of the next row with laser devices. That is OMN. So we go through everything, we go, yeah, that's OMN. You're telling me there is a better solution than this? I doubt it. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe there is. Greedy. I call that greedy. That's not greedy. That's just how it's supposed to be. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to this one. So we got a little bit stuck yesterday because it was not correct. But I still have this idea. I think this is correct. We need to check if it's continuously non-decreasing. And the epiphany that I had yesterday is, well, first of all, to get the first subarray to get down to 0, we have to start from the first one. And it has to reduce by this, right? And the problem I have is I don't know how much like the ones inside the subarray needs to be deducted. But the epiphany is for each number that needs to be reduced, it has to be reduced by the amount of its left. Like no matter what, right? No matter what. So you have just a giant array, and you have something that's 0 already on the left, and then the next one, if you want to turn that value into a 0, for anyone in the tundra 0, you have to, group it one way or another, such that that value will become 0, right? And then the way to group it, because the first you have to group starting from the first to the right, and then you'll get something to 0, and then the next one need to, go to 0. So you always depends on the amount that get removed from you is always your neighbor to the left. Therefore, the way I'm going to do this is the same, right? We're going the same way, but we will do a little bit trick. Okay, we'll do a little bit trick. So instead of like modifying it, I think what I'm going to do is I start from the first one, right? And then I will check this for sure. Right, I will check. All right, is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Because we always compare to the end of the previous round. So we check to the end, right? And then everything is fine. So we have a subarray, right? We have a subarray that we can start removing. And we are going to go from the front, right? We have a left, that's fine. And then we don't have to do this. And then we just go until I cannot go. Now, once I cannot go, that will be the start of the next subarray. But I don't do this. Okay? The next subarray. So what I do is I need to record. Not need to record. This is the next start of the next subarray. And then everything before it will become 0. Then when we start from the next subarray, it shall, like its value, the num, shall be nums like I minus its neighbor to the left. Right? That's the new left. That's the new start of the next subarray. And then everybody will do the same thing. And again, I don't change this. We do not change. Okay, we do not change. And here I don't do nums j minus 1. I also, this is where j minus 1, that value needs to be, hold on. So this is fine, and then we check, but instead of checking this value, what we need to check is its previous value, right? And to check its previous value. So maybe I do need to make change to this, because this is its previous value, right? So let me think again. So what we need to do is, so every time j will point into, because j is extending to the right, right? J is extending to the right. I need to compare to the previous one. So I need to compare to the previous one. So the previous one can either be part of the previous thing, which I need to, which I guess you can modify. Interesting. Interesting. Hold on. Maybe I need to create a new array. Right, I need to create a new array and then fill in the values. Filling the values. Right, filling the values. Oh, but filling the values, that's not going to be right. And as I go through to the right, and how do you know which one is going to be the new start if you don't make changes? Well, if you have a subarray and you go through it, it's always going to be minus the first one. Right, minus the first one. Okay, let's say you minus the first one. That's done. And the next round will minus this. Yeah, it says so everyone is, but until you get down. Let me think again. You start from the first, right? And then you basically go all the way to the first one that's not 0, okay? That's fine. And then you get its value. It's changed. Okay, it's changed. And then you know how much it's changed. That's fine. And then when you start to expand to the right, you will modify the end, so you can do the comparison and you extend. Right, you extend to the end, which is fine. Then you need to start remove from the left again, right? And now value is new, and you will reduce all of this into 0, right? Okay, you reduce all of this into 0, and then how about the next one? Oh, next one you say we'll remove the same amount. But what about the ones towards the end? Because everybody's already reduced a certain amount, right? And then you will reduce a further amount. No, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. So in this case, right, that's the first 4. So the first step, you reduce 60, right? Then you reduce 12, which means in total this one will be reduced by 72. And then this will reduce by 87. So by the end, when you finish these 4, right, by the end you finish this 4, you will reduce in total 89, right? You will reduce in total 89. But among the 89 that you reduce, 60 is from itself, right? And then you have this. So when you reduce this does not reduce by 60. This reduced because this reduced 60, has 29 left, right? So this will reduce 29 by this, by the end, right? This will reduce 29. And like this will reduce 29, and this, because it's this one, right? So this will reduce only consider 87. Right? How much is 87? After this, 87 has 15 left, so this will reduce by 15. So maybe, so what are you saying? Maybe the way to consider, let me just write down the first few, right? So we have, 60, 72, 87, 89, 63, 52, 64, 62. I don't know, just, try this. So with this, we have a range of 4. So for this is the first 4, right? And then once we're done, we have 0, that's 12, 27, and 29. And then 63, 52, 64, 62. Right, and then the next 4 would be this. So for this, right, the first round of reduction is 12. Then this will be 0, minus 12 will be 15, minus 12 will be 17, and this minus 12 will be 51, right, 52, 64, 62. Now the next round is this, right, is this. Now what you see is this will be removed by 15, and the 15 is 87 minus 72, right? So this is 0, 2, minus 15 is 36, right? And this minus 15 is 37. And it doesn't matter because each time you minus the same thing. So if this is good, everything is good. Now the next round, right, over 64, 62. Next round is this, right? Next round is this, so we need to know how much 64 needs to be removed. It's by 2, which is 87, 87, right? So it's be 0, 34, 35, 62, and it's 62, right? So next is this, and we shall remove by 34. How do you determine this 34? That is the question, right? Because for each one, we say 63 is the difference between these two. 52 is the difference between these two. 64 is the difference between these two, right? And then the new one is 62. Wait, the new one is... Actually, this one is good because I do this, so this, and then we compare. This is fine, and then we're done, right? This is actually done. Which means for each new one, right, for each new value, the goal is to compare if the new value is still bigger or equal to the previous one, right? So each new one is bigger or smaller. Each new one is bigger or smaller. So we need to compare 63. Are you bigger or smaller than this? And in this case, 89 is minus 60. So this becomes 29. So that's good. Next, I need to compare 52. Is it bigger than this? And then for 63, the difference is the difference between these two, minus 12. Which means we can say this 89 is this between the previous, which is a 0, right? So if this is bigger than this, perfect. Now 64. Is it bigger than 52 minus the previous one, which is 37? Good. Next one, 62. Is it bigger or smaller than this? Or than this? I think this is a solution. I think we have a solution. Let's go here. So, I don't need this. I'd like to delete everything. And we have a pre is 0. Okay. And we'll have an I. But what if we keep moving forward, right? What if we have more? So now we have 0, we have the 64, 35, 62, 62. Alright, next one is 31, 37, 57, 83. Okay, so we're done, right? This is the next we need, so 62 is good. So next we need to say is 31 larger equal to this. So who shall this minus? Minus 34. Right, this is minus 34, which is the difference between these two. But the difference between these two, how do I compute the difference between these two? Because this 2 is the difference between these, right? And now 36 and these two, the difference between these two. Which is the difference between these two? Why 34? But it's not a difference between these two. So, so now what? I compute it to be 51 because it's the start of new value, so I compute it. So that will be 51, and then the next one will be 52. Good question. How do I compare this? Because I don't have this. I don't want to create this whole thing. That's the whole point of doing this, is we don't have to recompute the entire thing. But if we don't compute the entire thing, how do we know how much that this one needs to remove? Right? This is a 62. How much 62 need to remove? Well, this 62 need to remove the difference between these two values after this one gets down, or when this one gets down to 0, what is this one? Right? When this one gets down to 0, what is this one? And to get this one down to 0, basically I'll minus 87, right? And after minus 87, we need to minus 89, right? We need to minus 89. But among this 89, we need to minus how much is 63 impacted by it. And we say 63 is impacted by, because this is outside the first one, right? Which means whatever this is not impacted. So which means 63 is impacted by 89 minus 60 by 29. So by this I can compute 63 minus 29 is going to be 51. Right? It's going to be 51. So this will start with 51. Right? This will start with 51. Then we have a 4 with 51, 52, 63. Yeah, so we have 51, 52, 64, and 62. But that is not right. This is not right. So all we can do is this one will become 51. So I can compute this will become 51. But then when it's 51, what is this value? What is the value in front? Right, because I want to compute how much 62 needs to be reduced. So I want to know what is this value, right? What is this value when this becomes 0? So first, I compute when this becomes 0, right? When this becomes 0, I need to reduce another 17. Wait a second. No, this minus 29 is 34. Ah, I got 51. No, that's not 51. It's 34 immediately. This becomes 34. Right? This becomes 34. So I know for 62, I need to minus 34. Right? 62 minus 34. Which means for each one, like, that's for the 63. What 63 is going to be. Because at each value, right? At each value, I need to compute, like, to know if 63 is larger than this, so I need to know what this is going to be, right? To know what this is going to be, I need to minus, because we start with 0. So with this, well, minus this, so this will be 29. And then 63 is larger than 29, so this is good. 63 is good. Now we're going to check 52. When we check 52, we need to compute what 63 is going to be. And 63 is going to be, so I need to check what no, actually, right, it's the first one becomes 0, what this is going to be, right? So for anything, we need to check the first one to become is the smallest, the start, so it'll be 29, right? Because that's when this will be involved, and it's good, right? 63 is good. Now we look at 52, so we need to check what 63 is going to be. What 63 is going to be when 52 is first time it's involved, and we need to know what 63 is going to be. And then I go back, right? And then it is it's actually not right. What the front is going to be. I mean, whatever. You have the current, right? You have the current. And to compute what this is going to be, you need to know what the first one is going to be, right? What is the first one? So if I look in here, I want to know 52, so I'm going to go one front, so we count 4, right? So it's going to be this, 72 to 63. So I need to ask when this has become 0, right? When this has become 0, what this is going to be. because that will tell me what this is going to be when this becomes 0. So okay, so we're pointing at 63. And then we count back 4, it's going to be 72. Right? So we know when the 1 in front of becomes 0, 72 is 12. Therefore, 63, when this becomes 0, or yeah, whatever is going to become 0, 63 is become 51, which works, right? Which works. So now I keep going on. So now I need to compare 64 and 52. Now 64 is already larger than 52, so no matter what, it works. So we don't even have to compare. Now we need to compare 62 and 64, right? We need to compare 62 and 64. So to compare 62 and 64, I need to know from this, go back 4 is 89, right? So we need to know when 89's neighbor becomes 0, what this one is going to be. And in this case, this is going to be 2. Therefore, when 64, when this becomes 0, 64 is going to be 62. Okay, and which is correct. So we keep going. After 62 is 31. So we want to know what's 31, right? Because that's 62, which means we need to look at from 62 back 4, right? It goes to 63. So we need to know what 63 is going to be when 89 becomes 0. See, that is when 89 becomes 0. When 89, like how much needs to be removed when 89 becomes 0? Well, when 89 becomes 0, because 63 is outside, right? Therefore, it will not be affected by... Nah, this is getting complicated. This is getting really complicated. I would say when 63 won't be affected by the first 60. Therefore, when 89... No, that's... Nah. I don't think so. Because as you move this forward, these values will change. Right? You have this 31. That's a good question, right? You have this 31. And... how do I know if when we include 31, then this value is smaller or equal to 31? Exactly. How do I know this value is going to be smaller or equal to 31? And to know if this one is smaller or equal to 31, we need to know what this value is going to be when everything in front of it is 0. Right? So what this value is going to be. And to know what this value is going to be when everything in front is going to be 0, we need to know what this value is going to be. Alright, what this value is going to be when the first one becomes 0. Can we just like keep computing as we move forward? I don't know. 63, 52, 64, 62, 31, 37, 57. I mean, we can claim that this is, right, our thing. And then we just move forward. So we say one pointer here, one pointer here. And then we say 0, 72, 87. Minus 60 will be 29. 63, 52, 64, 62, 31, 37, and 57. Okay. Now front is here and is here. Right? And for the front, because it's different from the previous, so I say in this case this will first change because the starting will minus 60, the starting will become 12. Okay, because the starting is 12, this is gonna change to 51. So it'll be 0, 87, 29, 51, 52, 64, 62, 31, 37, 57. Right, and now start and end. So for 87, right, I know the amount that needs to be reduced because previous 72. That's the problem, you know? That is the problem, because right now I can just remove this, but down the line it's not just remove the one in front of you. I mean, you can try. I mean, I say 87 need to be removed, the one in front of you. That will give you 15. Right, so this will become 15. And then this will be 0, 29, 51. This one minus 15, which is 37. Right? Now 64, 62, 31, 37, and 57. Now start and end is this. So we know this, right, need to go to 0. I need to minus, so this is actually now 29, become 2. Right? If this become 2, then this become 62. Right? So the next one, this one will become 0, 51, 37, this one 62, 62, 31, 37, 50, 57. Now start and end is here. Now to make this, right, this is 51. So when this is 0, what is this value? Right, for this, it's like when this is 0, I know. And for this is 0, what is this value? Now that I do not know. Right, I do not know. Because after this 51, which is minus the first, that's the first reduction, right? And the further reductions, I didn't keep track, right? I didn't keep track. So this, I need to check. Basically on this. But how can I even check? Right? How can I even check? I mean, it's 89. Right? No, I don't think it works. I don't think it works. Why is this in a new section? I think I pressed the wrong button. Oh. I think I had to take a look at the hints. Kind of out of ideas. Prefix sum. Prefix sum. Prefix sum. Prefix sum. Okay. What do you think? Prefix sum. Let's try this. 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 0. Prefix sum. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, and then 9. All right. K equals 3. So for this, I know when I remove the first one, when this becomes 0, right? The sum of this is going to be 2. This is going to be no, this is going to be 0 because 2 times 2, 2 times 3, this is going to be 1. Right? And I did the first round of removal. And everybody is affected. Times 3, this will be 2. Right, it's 3 and 3. The total amount removed is this times this, so I do that. And then now I have this. Now I start from 1, so I need minus 3. So this will all be 0. And everybody will be 0. Right? So this minus 2, minus 3, so these are 0. And this minus 3, this BC, so everybody becomes 0. What does this mean? You start from the beginning, okay? Minus the first one. Then you can accumulate. Accumulate the amount to remove. Because I know the first one Hold on, I'll be back.
No.
Yeah, you make your hair up. I think I hurt my knee.
Oh, no.
Okay, I never see. Wish I had awesome, lovely day, but I have a gorgeous skin. Wake up tomorrow, feeling like, ooh, you fly. I'll be there soon. Love you, bye, Piggy.
就是我 Jacket price the cheapest here on 420
The Baja California?
It's Mexico City.
No, no. That's most cheap things. Oh wait, hold on. So there and back? No. No. And here, ask them to mail it to you? Maybe mailing is cheaper than you find.
Oh, and I get it altered here?
Yeah, you can get all the here. You give them the sizes and then they make it, you see it, and then you ask them to mail it to you.
Oh yeah, 'cause I was
Even
wondering.
even I think UPS will be cheaper than you find there. And then so they mail it to you, it'll take I don't know a week. Like a week to get it. Try it here, if any bad, go to tailor here. But still doesn't solve the makeup stuff. I think that maybe we just need to be there early. Maybe we be for the wedding we go to Mexico 3 days, 4 days beforehand, so we can do the makeup stuff right before.
But either way, I wanted to get there earlier. My time later.
Okay. Night. Maybe prefix sum is the solution. Maybe prefix sum. I'm back. Maybe prefix sum is the solution because with prefix sum, right? Then at each time, you know how much is getting removed. Right? Do I know how much is getting removed? I know how much is getting removed. For the next one, I know how much is getting removed. You do know how much is getting removed because if you remove the first one, okay, and once you remove the first one, this one becomes 1, right? You remove the first one, this one becomes 1, which means the sum of everybody in the front become 1. And then we go here, and we need to know this becomes 1, right? Now we need to know how much this change. Oh, we know this one become 2. We know the total remove that much, so this one changes as well. Yeah, so we know the amount is changed. It's gonna be something. Each one will be different values. Still. The goal is to turn this one into 0, right? The goal is find a way to turn this into 0. The question is, can we figure out a way to turn this into 0? We can say remove some value. It's like the total value gets removed, right? Can we remove the total value? Right, because you remove, and then you choose another thing, remove. Can you do this type of removal such that you remove the entire sum of the whole thing? No idea. Yeah, you choose from the third. Like, I know it's the start and the next one, I know. This doesn't help at all. Because I already know. The hints doesn't help at all. I already know. But I couldn't figure out. Because it's going to be O n times k, which is no good. Yeah, the hint I already know. I need more hints. Well, I'm gonna end it. I don't know how to solve this. No idea. The hints doesn't help. The hints doesn't help at all. Continuous subarray sum. I have to try it again tomorrow. Yeah, whatever idea I had last night didn't work. Alright, another fail. But not yet fail because I still feel I have something in